Gentlemen, have you ever wondered why this saying of life for a man starts at 40 came from? Now, most times when a man gets to 40 years, this man has married, this man has children, and this man has maybe a career that is actually focused on and some few investments here and there. So therefore the pressure of actually having sexual experiences goes down a little bit. So he doesn't concentrate so much on the sexual experiences. Apart from the weak men that we have nowadays that are always parking outside university campuses to just pick these young girls and go and have these sexual escapades with them. But men who have built themselves and they're getting to this age, they know their purpose and they are focused on that purpose totally. And now the pressure of sex is actually lowered. Now the reason why I'm saying this is because I want to introduce you to something called sexual energy transmutation. Sexual energy transmutation, I'll read the definition to you because I've just read this and it was fascinating and I thought it was good to share this with you. So sexual energy transmutation is the practice of redirecting sexual energy from physical outlets to other areas of life, such as creativity, spirituality, or your business. Imagine that. Now, listen, I know it's very hard for most people to avoid sex or that, or even if they don't avoid sex, they can have sex without having to ejaculate, because ejaculation is the problem here. Now, understand this, that the highest form of desire and the highest form of energy in a male is the sexual desire. That is the highest and the topmost form of energy. So sexual energy transmutation basically means that you're actually tapping into this highest desire or highest energy and redirecting it from sex into other achievements, maybe a business, maybe an investment, maybe your spiritual world, maybe your creativity and all that. So anything that you're doing, you have shunned the sex and then now you've redirected that energy into something, maybe even workouts, the gym. So you see these people who actually practice celibacy, and they focus on one goal and they become so perfect at that goal. This is the concept that they're actually trying to tap in, because they know this energy, when it's transfused or transmitted to another thing or channeled into another activity that is not sex, oh, you become a beast. So the reality is that sex takes a lot of energy from the man. Sex takes a lot of nutrients from the man, and sex takes a lot of mindset of the man. So it is totally destructive for the man. But this is not me telling you not to have sex. That is you to decide. But the reality is, when you ejaculate, most of the times you become a zombie. So a lot of energy is wasted, a lot of immune cells are wasted, a lot of proteins and nutrients are wasted. And now, for the next 68 to 78 days, your system will be totally sending immune cells into your testicles, the nutrients and all that, to actually make sure that we make new seeds, because you've wasted a lot of seeds. So all that energy, if it can only be channeled into developments and other activities, you can become a superman in those activities. Now, men at 40, remember, these men have had multiple sex partners, they have now settled down, and the sex issue is now off their table. So they have a wife, and if they just have sex, they maybe once in a week or so. And now they have children, so their focus is not on sex anymore, and they have channeled that into the children. And I understand that as women get older, their sexual urge can actually start misbehaving. It can actually go up, and they can actually become something else. So men need to step up by actually boosting their testosterone levels through cold showers, going to the gym, eating healthy, fasting, enjoying the sun, and also channeling energy into the activities, because anytime you win an activity or anytime you overcome a challenge, you boost your testosterone levels. So you need to do that. But as a man gets to 40, of course, this pressure is taken off them. And now guess what? That energy is channeled into their resources, into their investments, into their businesses. And as they do that, they become super successful in those businesses. Also, they have realized that they have tried a lot of things and they have not worked. Now, they have one thing that they have to die with. And imagine they have one thing that they're giving it all their attention, and then now they're channeling their sexual energy into this, their highest form of desire, into this activity. How can they not become successful? So that is the reason why men are told that their life will start at 40, because this is like a threshold. When you get there, any other thing stops to make sense apart from your goals, because you're thinking, I have a family I have to take care of, I have children who are in school, they have to be fed, and they have to provide for these people. So by the time you're doing that, at least you have a leverage to avoid the sex, because you have an excuse, and now channel that sexual energy into these achievements. The only worst thing is, men, instead of channel this energy into their resources or into their investments, they move it from their women to other multiple women outside the marriage, and that becomes a serious problem because you're easily sharing your DNA all over. You're busy sharing your seeds all over and wasting them, and that's not a good thing. And also you're wasting yourself because sex is a spiritual thing to a man. So anytime you ejaculate in a woman, she actually taking a piece of you with her, and that is not a fair thing. So I thought this can be interesting to you to actually try and practice it, because at some point you'll see somebody drops the relationship with the sexual relationships and then gets into a gym and gets to build and achieve the maximum benefits of his body, just to see the maximum transformation of his body. Or somebody channels it into a business and becomes the best businessman ever, and you're wondering, hey, what happened to this guy? It is all about that. And also you realize some men, when they get to this level, maybe they got married, they got children, and then they divorced, and now they're just alone and they don't want anything to do with women again because of maybe the pressure they got from a previous relationship. And now all their energies are channeled to their children and their achievements. These men become supermen, because of the increase in testosterone levels and also the transmutation of the sexual energy into their goals. So it's something that maybe you can actually try and then tell us how it goes. But it's an interesting concept, and I thought I should share it with you.